Inhale, throat heat, and exhale.
I mean, if you're gonna write crappy poetry, at least have the decency to make it sincere. Over the weekend, we had the 5th anniversary of George Floyd's overdose. A lot of cringe was offered up to commemorate this occasion, and perhaps none cringier than this video posted by the Minnesota Star-Tribune. And here's the caption to the video. Minneapolis poet laureate Junauda Petrus imagines a world of delicious mundane where George Floyd grows old, smoking his cigarettes and watching fireflies, where his life extends beyond the South Minneapolis intersection where he took his final breaths. So we have another award-winning poet, a slam poet, we can assume. So not a real poet, but here she is. Her name is Junauda. And let's listen to this wonderful work of art.
All we really know was his last living desire was for a cigarette. In other words, a simple and neat, quick and light burn of personal tobacco. Inhale, throat heat, and exhale. For a moment, the brain pauses and buzzes. For a moment, the heart is a soft float and you belong to you. Native homies, give the offering of tobacco. Soft hands, cupped gratitude. Put a little tobacco here. Smoke of prayer for your ancestors. Their witness, their earthly nostalgia for earthly life and earthly pleasure. The more expensive it is to live, the more worthless power treats our life. Charge rent on the sky, put our access to blue behind a paywall, give you gray when you pass due. Some would never see the blue. Colonize butterflies and enslave bees. Give the man his cigarettes, give him his free. If
I can't listen anymore of that. Enslave bees. She thought that was a great line. She loved that line. I guarantee when she wrote it. Colonize butterflies, enslave the bees. She thought that was the most profound thing that had ever been written. That is, that's like the worst poem ever written. It's all the bad things that a poem can be. I mean, it's obviously totally witless and artless and clunky and poorly written. It doesn't flow. There's no rhythm. There's no rhyme. The language is not evocative or special in any way. It's pretentious. And on top of all that, it isn't sincere. I mean, if you're going to write crappy poetry, at least have the decency to make it sincere. But this is not sincere because nobody is actually still mourning the death of this random drug addict. Nobody was ever really mourning it. It's all a put on. So this poem is, on top of all the other bad things, it's insincere, which makes it totally irredeemable from every angle. Just a hideous effort all around. As a general rule, if it's not obvious that your poem is a poem, then it's a bad poem. Okay, if I could read the lyrics of the poem and be confused as to whether it's supposed to be a poem or some kind of weird book report or the ramblings of a drunk vagrant on the subway, then it's not a good poem. Same rule for paintings. If I look at your painting and I can't tell if it was an intentional painting or someone accidentally spilled a splotch on a canvas, then it's not a good painting. I mean, the bare minimum for art is that the art should require some amount of obvious and intentional human effort. I should at least be able to look at your art and say, wow, it looks like somebody was trying to do art. But if I look at it and I'm not even sure, is that supposed to be art? What is that even? Was that done on purpose? Then if it can't clear that bar, then that's the bare minimum of all bare minimums. And beyond all that, the premise here is hilariously delusional because she's imagining a world where George Floyd didn't die and instead grew old, smoking cigarettes, right, on his porch watching fireflies. There was no plausible scenario where that was going to happen. George Floyd, as a retiree on a rocking chair, watching fireflies, it's not impossible, right? There's a possible universe. I mean, if there's parallel universes, there might be a universe right now where George Floyd is on a rocking chair watching fireflies. Maybe. But that was the least plausible outcome of all the possible outcomes of George Floyd's life. So she calls this mundane, but that would have been incredible. George Floyd, somebody like George Floyd, growing old and just being like a grandfather on his rocking chair, that would be that would be like watching a horse sprout wings and become a unicorn right in front of you, which is also logically possible. I mean, there could be a possible universe. Again, if there's infinite parallel universes, which I don't believe there are, but if there were, then maybe one of them has unicorns. But still very implausible, because George Floyd was a drug-addicted serial felon, and those kinds of guys don't grow old watching fireflies. As a general rule, they die on the street or in prison. That's the way the story ends. And it's the way that Floyd's story was destined to end one way or another. That's the sad reality. But still not as sad as this sorry excuse for a poem, which was really extremely bad. If you'd like to see what else I have to say, you can access my full show by going to dailywire.com or by going to the Matt Walsh Show Twitter page. Hope to see you there. Godspeed.